time. So, um, my name is Drucifer, and welcome to the Cinema Creep live stream horror hangout, where we're going to be watching the 1976 Drive In Massacre schlocky, gory B movie from the 70s. It is an underrated gem. I absolutely love it. What's up, Chuck? How you doing? Appreciate you giving me a shout out here on this audio issue. It should be good to go now, I think. Hopefully, we do not get taken down tonight for streaming this one. We got taken down last Friday for streaming Driller Killer, and then we followed it up with I Eat Your Skin, I think is the name, or I Drink Your Blood, one of the two. But yeah, we ended up coming back and restreaming that whole thing. So what's up, Frank? How you doing? Glad to see you back this Friday. So just get everybody caught up. Like I said, we are going to be streaming the 1976 film Drive In Massacre. So we're going to head over to IMDb, talk about it a little bit before we start watching it here. So has anybody seen this movie before, Drive In Massacre? All right, so Drive In Massacre. So synopsis is: two police detectives try to catch a serial killer who's stalking a rural California drive-in theater, randomly killing people with a sword. So this is directed by Stu Siegel. Writers are John F. Goff, George Buck Flower, and Stu Siegel. This stars John F. Goff and a bunch of older actors that I'm not familiar with. Let's click on this top guy here and see what else he was in. So, he was in The Fog as Al Williams, and They Live as a well-dressed customer. So he's just had some background sort of stuff happening. Manson's Lost Girls in 2016. Is this guy still alive? Doesn't say. So he's been in some cool stuff. Let me see here. Let's look at the director and see what else the director has done. Stu Seagal. Milk Chocolate, Hot Blooded, Spirit of 76. So this man looks like he made his rounds in the 70s porn circuit. Saddle Tramp Women. Yeah, so this guy looks like he started out in the porn industry and then made his way into B movies, and then he sort of moved his way on up into, like, it looks like TV movies. So if that tells you anything about Drive In Massacre, you're in for a treat. So yeah, pushed the stream a little bit later tonight, pushed it to midnight. So hopefully that's a little bit better for everybody's schedule. I was waiting around forever. Normally I'm late to come onto my streams, but I was waiting around forever to get this one started. And I've been so tired all day today because me and Tawny, we went and we got some Mexican food and ate it in the car earlier. And I feel so tired since we had that meal. Like, if you've ever had a meal that was so good that it puts you to sleep, that's how I have felt for the last 5 hours. I've been fighting sleep. So yeah, just literally waiting for this stream to start. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this started. Feel free to comment on the movie, talk about it, and we're going to be watching this off of a YouTube channel. So if there are ads, I apologize in advance. And we'll take an intermission halfway through, get up, get snacks, do all of that good stuff. And with that, let's go ahead and let's get it started. I was going to watch it on Tubi, but Tubi has commercials and there's no way around it. And if for some reason this stream shuts down, then we'll come back. We'll come back and we'll watch something else, because it was either a toss-up between this and 1932's White Zombie. think it was 32, either 32 or 34, White Zombie with Bela Lugosi. And I absolutely love that film, but I've decided on this one because me and Frank last Friday, we had a hell of a time watching the movie that we watched, and it was from the 70s. Was that I Drink Your Blood or I Eat Your Skin, Frank? I can't remember. I think it was I Drink Your Blood. Oh, yeah, the Terrifier shirt. So, yeah, this is the Bloody Disgusting Terrifier collab. It's a really rad shirt, and I was kind of happy when I got it because this is actually raised lettering, and in the back print's really cool. So if you're looking for the Into the Bloody Disgusting and Terrifier collabs, they are actually better in person than what they look like online. So I highly recommend picking these up. I got this one for me, and then I got my wife the Scream one, and I really honestly want to go back and get the rest of them because they're all pretty gnarly. So let's go ahead and let's get this movie started. Like I said, feel free, jump in, talk about it. Chuck, I'm glad you're here. And let's see if we can start this film. Give me just a second.
Summer night, midnight dreams swept away. Wind and water are soothing. There's some day yesterday, kissed by yesterday. Silver sand warmly cools me. Shadows dance in the fire.
Okay, we haven't got all night. Come on.
Lightning bursts through the soft sky. Summer dreams go away, kissed by yesterday. Wish upon this summer night, when the tide's high, colors dark sky, she appears without a warning. Is the night and is the morning.
All right, let's go. Jesus, does anybody have homes to do it in anymore? Okay, come on.
She goes fading.
What, you got nothing less than a 20? About 20.
5.
Yeah, sure. Come on, let's move along, okay? All right, next. Here comes the creep again.
Oh, is he alone?
You again, huh? All right, just give me the money, all right? You have a home?
You can $5 thing.
All right.
Golden moon summer night.
All right, move it up. Let's go.
Midnight dreams swept away. Wind and water
Very
are
good, how are you?
soothing. There's some day yesterday, kissed by yesterday. Wish
How many?
upon this
2?
summer night. With a touchy gasless
That's right, because tomorrow we move into our new apartment and our own bed.
into summer
God, it's going to be so nice to snuggle under the covers with you.
I'm gonna serve you popcorn in bed.
We won't have to get up and walk 50 miles between cars to get a root beer.
No little old man with a flashlight in the window.
Hey, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to sell this car and buy a new old car, maybe a 68 VW convertible. How do you like that?
I like that. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna get a job.
Hey, you don't have to get a job. I'm making enough money almost for both of us.
Yeah, but how about for 3?
Huh?
I want to have a baby.
Really?
What was that?
Right here?
For all time's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Here. Hey, help me. Get your shirt.
Okay. Wait. I want to see the beginning of this again. I love this. I love this.
Alan, you've seen it 4
Wait a minute.
times.
Wait a minute. Let me see the beginning of this. I want to hear it. Let me get the speaker.
Alan, come
Sweetheart.
on.
Come on,
You've seen
sweetheart.
it 4 times.
Sweet.
Come on.
Will you come on?
Come on.
Boy, you. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I promise I'll do anything you want to do back there. Anything. If you let me listen to the beginning of this picture. Okay? All right? Okay, come on. Will you cut it out? Let me get...
Come on, Alan.
Sweetheart.
Come on.
I just want to hear this.
Come on.
I just want to hear some
Arthur, that's nice.
Come on, you stop tickling me.
Alan, come on. Get in here. Alan.
Come on, will you
Come
let me...
on. Seen it 4 times.
Just take it. I want to hear it. That's
Alan,
all.
come
Will you let
on.
me hear it?
Alan, come on.
I want to hear it. Will you...
Alan.
I said, why don't you have another drink?
That's right, boys. Why don't we all have another drink? Spike set me up with one. How about you?
Sure, babe. Hey, Spike, set us up here.
Where y'all from?
Yes, sir. We're reading the coroner's report now. No, the only prints were the victims, a couple of local kids. Now, I'm sorry, too, Captain. Headlines like those, it's going to be Panic City in here any time now. Yeah. I don't know why you don't have headlines that big when we win one.
Because of that, every nut in town's going to be on the phone claiming credit. On top of that, we'll have to check them all out.
Did anybody see anything at all?
Between the screaming and the sirens, most of the cars split. Oh, we got a few names and numbers. They're being checked out now.
Let's hope somebody came up for air long enough to see something.
It must have been King Kong. Yeah, one clean swipe on each victim.
Well, let's take it from the top. Get the owner.
I checked him out. He's been living in Hawaii for about a year now. But I talked to the manager, Austin Johnson. You're really gonna like him. He's what you would call your perfect asshole.
Austin Johnson?
Yeah?
We're police officers. We'd like to talk to you about those homicides that occurred last night. Maybe you can help us. Maybe you saw something.
So, a couple of horny kids got themselves chopped up by some kook. So what? Besides, who really gives a damn, huh?
We do. That's why we're here.
I told Van Heusen that closing down the carnival, open this outdoor whorehouse is going to bring nothing but trouble.
What carnival?
Van Heusen's carnival, he operated right here on this very spot for 20 years. He closed it down about 15 years ago and opened up this trash heap. I managed the place, and I spent the money, and I booked the films, and I'm the projectionist, too. But you think you appreciate that all the work I do around here? I work my ass off. Van Heusen, he couldn't care less. You know what he does, huh? Son of a bitch runs off to Hawaii, leaves me in charge, doesn't even pay me half a living wage. Drains my ass, I'll tell you.
So you're around the theater quite a bit, then?
Every bloody damn day and night. Van Heusen thinks I married this toilet, but I didn't, and you better believe it.
I believe you, sir. I don't doubt you for a minute. Have you ever seen anyone strange around here? Someone you might think would be capable of something like this?
Yeah, I see them every night. Everybody that comes in here, they're crazy. And I see them all. You want to know why? Because when I get here, I got to come in and set up this refreshment stand because that broad I got working for me isn't even smart enough to pass first grade math. And then when I leave here, I gotta go over and check the tickets. I gotta double check to make sure those wang bangers in there aren't ripping me off. I get out of there, I go to the projection room, and there I stay all night. I can't even get out of there till the movie's open. By then everybody's gone home but me.
Rough life.
You bet your butt it is.
Have you ever seen the victims before, anywhere, at any time?
What, teenagers? Hey, ain't no difference. All one big zit with long hair.
I've got 2 of them, Mr. Johnson.
I'm sorry for you, buddy.
Means teenagers, Mr. Johnson, not kids. Well, we sympathize with you, sir. You've got quite a workload. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. Thanks a lot. You've been a help.
I thought you said you were the only one here.
That's a half-wit he sweeps up around here.
All the time, at night, too?
He sleeps there. You really want to talk to that piece of puke?
He works here, doesn't he?
Hey, Jimmy! Get in there! Van Heusen keeps him around for a charity game. All he does around here is jerk off.
Not true. I work.
Hey, you looking for suspect? Here, lock the geek up. Geek?
I was one in the carnival. I lost all my teeth biting off snake heads and chicken heads, too.
If I had my way about it, I'd have canned him a long time ago.
How long have you worked here, sir?
Sir? His name's Jeremy.
It's Garmy, the great Garmy. Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest sword swallower in all the world.
No, not him. He's so stupid he'd cut his own throat if I gave him a knife. Look, I gotta get to work. And you, when they get done with you.
Let a TurboTax full-service expert do your taxes as soon as today.
All right, it looks like we have an ad. So, oh, we're back.
Jeremy, my name is really Garmy, but my friends call me Jeremy.
Do you have many friends, Jeremy?
I used to. Lido and Hobo. They were the elephants at the carnival, but they're all gone now.
What exactly is your job here, Jeremy?
I sweep up, I keep the place clean. And I guard the place. I make sure nobody sneaks in.
You like working here?
Yes.
Did you ever see anything strange, anything unusual occur here?
No. Just the movies and the kids. But I like the kids. And Mr. Van Heusen will never let him get away with killing 2 young people. No, sir.
Who?
Whoever did it.
Where were you when this happened?
I found them. After everybody went home, I saw this car, and I went over there, and there they were. He had his head cut off.
Had you ever seen the victims before?
Probably. I probably see everybody who's ever been here. But they weren't troublemakers.
What kind of troublemakers come around here?
The kind that try to sneak in. But I chase them with my flashlight. There's one guy who always takes 2 spaces, so his car won't get scratched.
You used to be a sword swallower. Do you still have any of those blades?
Mr. Van Heusen lets me use his private collection.
Van Heusen has a collection of blades?
Oh, knives, swords, all kinds. He taught me my craft. But then I had my accident.
Where is this collection now? Do you have any of it?
Oh, no. Mr. Van Heusen has it. He takes it with him everywhere he goes. I think it's in India.
Mr. Van Heusen's in Hawaii.
Oh, well, then that's where he is. There's one guy who comes every night, and he's a troublemaker. He never stays in one spot. He's always looking for girls or a couple that are smooching. You know what I mean. I don't like him.
He's here every night.
Almost.
What's he look like?
Pasty face. Skinnier than Mr. Pins in the carnival.
What kind of a car does he drive?
Old Chevy. Smashed in the back. He won't listen to me when I tell him to stay in one spot. He's always moving around.
How old is he?
I don't know. But he tries to look younger than he really is.
Hey, come on, will you? Let that skunk be back to work.
Oh.
Come on, get this stuff cleaned up, will you?
You don't like Mr. Johnson, do you, Jeremy?
He's a bully. Someday, somebody won't take that off him.
Does he push a lot of people around?
The people that work for him. He makes me talk to the big ones.
Hey, you shitheel!
Yes, sir. I gotta go.
Hey, Jeremy, when a guy comes here again, the one that keeps moving around from spot to spot,
Yeah.
do us a favor and get his license number, okay?
Okay.
Take care now.
How many people do you suppose there are like that?
Like what?
Did you do that sort of thing when you were a kid?
Tell him about.
You know, cruise the drive-in, try to pick up on the broad.
Oh, yeah.
But our drive-in just had a double murder.
Yeah?
You know, they may have closed that carnival, but the freaks are still hanging around, and we just talked to 2 of the choicest ones. Gee.
Well, that other one we were talking about might be a freak, too, but I'd like to talk to him.
Frank Lawton. Calls, Bob. Morning, folks. Hit her live.
Come on.
No.
Lord, come on, this is the only night that we have. Come on.
I don't care.
Now, lady, what the hell are you doing out here in the
Okay,
middle of the night? Have
what's
you
the
got a
matter?
home? Look, that's just...
I think it's time we had a little talk.
We've had the same talk 50 times.
But we haven't come to the same decision.
You want an argument, don't you? I don't want to argue with you. I know what you're thinking, and it's not that easy.
I realize it's not that easy. But someplace, sometime, you're going to have to stand on your 2 feet and make a decision.
I have made a decision. I love you, and it's not so easy. I just can't leave my wife like that. I've got 2 beautiful kids. I've got responsibilities. She's not...
I know you have responsibilities. But you have a responsibility to me, David. How long do you expect me to wait? I've been very patient.
Laura, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to... I'm telling you, you're going to have to wait.
How long do I have to wait? David, you don't understand. I can't wait.
What do you mean you can't wait?
I mean, I can't wait.
Oh,
the time has to be now.
You can wait, Lori.
David, I'm pregnant.
What are you going to do about it?
What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Oh, boy.
David, you have to make a decision tonight.
You're right.
Now!
I'll tell Doris in the morning. I promise you I'll tell her in the morning. You're really pregnant. We're going to have a baby.
Yeah.
That's super.
Yeah?
That's really nice.
You don't mind?
Not at all. I think it's beautiful.
That's great.
Mr. Odom, where you going?
Going to town. I need a drink of whiskey.
Honey,
Mm-hmm.
let's go someplace else.
What's wrong with
Check on our
you?
money.
I don't feel comfortable here.
What's the matter? We always
It
come
ain't
here
never
free.
too soon.
Didn't you hear this? 2 people got killed here last night? Let's go.
Okay. No, nothing will ever happen. You come on. Don't be silly. That was last night. Tonight's the night. We're together.
I love you.
Love you.
Let's listen to the doc here, huh? She's going to try to give us some idea of what we might be looking for, huh?
Gentlemen, don't expect any miracles, but I'll do the best I can. The toughest thing about this kind of case is that there is no overall pattern for a psychotic killer. If there is any pattern at all, it becomes an individual thing. The MO remains the same, and the weapon is usually the same. The most important thing for you to remember is this. The time between each killing gets shorter. One other odd fact. A psychotic killer is usually a man. When a woman is involved, it's rare and it's usually for financial gain, while the male is driven by lust, by passion, and by hate.
I don't have to tell you guys how important this is, huh? So call in any men you need, whenever you need them. And the doc here says that he's on call anytime, all right? And keep me posted, huh? When you get the goddamn coffee heated.
So what do we got?
Jeremy?
Possible, but doubtful.
Rule anybody out.
No. We don't have any real proof on anybody.
Yeah, we got the weapon anyway.
And no prints on it. Bring Jeremy in, will you?
Okay, John.
Damn.
Johnson?
I wish. But there's one bust I'd like to make.
He's certainly a possibility.
Everybody stuck in that projection booth all night. What about the guy that roams around all night?
I'd like to get a line on him.
We're going to have to work a stake out if we're ever going to see him.
Come on in, Charlie. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Would you like some coffee?
Oh, that would be good. With lots of sugar. I like lots of sugar.
Jeremy, you recognize this?
It was in those two young people.
Yeah, I know. Coroner didn't find your prints on it. You ever work with a sword like this?
Oh, yes, many times.
You recognize this particular sword?
No.
You're sure it isn't part of the Van Heusen collection?
Oh, no, I'm sure of that. I know all of them by heart. I learned with them. I worked with them many times.
When you quit your act, who took over?
Austin Johnson. But he was never any good. I taught him, but he was never any good. Mr. Van Heusen worked with him too, but he said he would never be as good as me. Yeah, he said that.
Why not?
He liked to chase the girls too much, and he couldn't keep his mind on the act. He was better as a barker. Actually, he was scared of the knife.
I see. So Van Heusen closed the carnival down and turned the land into a drive-in, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem strange there are two former sword handlers, knife throwers, working at a place where 4 murders have been committed with swords, knives?
I don't know. I mean, Mr. Johnson was never any good. I haven't seen a knife before. I don't like them anymore. I don't like them.
So you found the bodies tonight. What'd you do then?
I called Mr. Johnson.
Checks, he called.
What were you doing before you found them?
I was following someone. The guy who parked next to the car with the body.
Who is he, Jeremy?
The troublemaker. The one that always comes and never stays in one spot.
His car was right next to the murder car?
He got out of one side, and that's when I saw him. And then he crawled in between the cars, and then I couldn't see him anymore. Then he crawled out from between the cars and he went to the bathroom.
Who is he?
I don't know. Really, I don't know. Oh, but I got his license number, just like you asked me to. I remembered. Maybe that will help.
I hope so, Jeremy. I hope so. I'll check it out.
It's right there.
Well, you want to be the good guy or the bad guy?
I don't care. Tails.
You got it.
Yeah?
Orwell Ingleson?
That's right.
We're police officers. Can we come in?
What do you want me for?
We just want to ask you a few questions.
I didn't do anything.
Then you won't mind if we come in. Or perhaps you'd rather have the neighbors hear us.
Mr. Ingleson, I understand that you were at the local drive-in theater the other night.
Any law against going to the movies?
No, but you were there again last night.
I like the picture.
Is that all?
That's all. What's this all about?
Come on, Ingleson. You know what went down there last night.
I heard something.
And you were seen parked next to the victim's car.
I don't know anything about that. Well, I didn't go to any car. I was watching the movie.
You were seen going to the car, Mr. Ingleson.
No, you don't.
We have an eyewitness. You crawled out of your car to the victim's vehicle. What were you doing, pissing on the hubcaps?
Oh, look,
There were two bodies in that car.
Well, not when I was there.
Not when you were there. You know what that ain't? You know what that is, Ingleson? That's you.
Yeah.
That's your rap sheet, Ingleson.
Please, just leave me alone.
How'd you work up nerve enough to do it?
Huh? I didn't do anything.
How'd you ram a sword through two people?
That's a lie. Hey, no, I didn't kill anybody. Look, I couldn't do that. I just wanted to beat my meat.
He's soft enough for you to work with now?
Mr. Ingleson, have you got any knives or any swords in this house? Then you won't mind if my partner has a...
My name is Fanny Texier, and I'm a documentary filmmaker.
All right, these ads typically don't last very long. They'll like pop up and then they will go away. So, let me see. All right, we're back.
Okay, Mike. Have a look. Orville, what do you do for a living?
I drive a truck.
Get all over town, see lots of interesting things.
Not so interesting. Check out the chicks while I'm driving.
You got quite a collection. Really interesting pictures.
No, I'm just a collector. You like them? They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty good. Got some interesting books over there. Who knows? They might become collector's items someday. You know, kind of like funny books. You never know. Yeah. We got a few of them around out the station. You got any other interesting hobbies?
Oh, I just go to the drive-in a lot.
It's a hobby?
Well, I guess that's about all I do, you know. How did you know I was at the drive-in?
Well, Mr. Ingleson, you're just about like a fixture over there. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised you don't have a part-time job.
Yeah, but nobody knows me. I mean, how did you know I was at the drive-in? Nobody knows my name there.
That's all right, we knew you were there. What did you see when you were looking down into that car?
I didn't see anything.
You were seen going to the car, Mr. Eagleson.
What happened to that girl?
She's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, yeah?
She was murdered with a sword.
Oh, I haven't got any swords.
You're sure about that?
Oh, yeah.
Like a kitchen knife?
Everybody has.
You didn't see anything strange?
Just me.
Mr. Eagleson, my partner thinks you murdered those people. Did you?
No.
Can you prove it?
No. No. I won't go back to that drive-in, no. I swear, I promise I won't go back there again.
Why not? Because we're on to you?
I won't go back to that drive-in again.
You don't go back. The murders stop, and I come after you.
Come on, Mike. Knock it off.
I'm done.
Mr. Ingleson, you mind if we look through your car? Would you open it up for us?
Sure is good to see you fellas again. It's been a long time. Yeah, I'm still driving the same old car. It's really been a peach. Yeah. Yeah. Tune it up myself. You ought to take a look in my trunk. You got a great collection of tools here. So I won't get ripped off by those mechanics. Got enough to do my own valve job, ring job. You really ought to take a...
Get the car. Hold it, Ingleson.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. It was only a dog. Dog's
yeah.
my way home, I hit a dog. On my way home, I ran over a dog.
Yeah, we know. Hey,
Look,
if it's,
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I
all
took
right.
it to the vet. The vet, the old night vet down in Ventura.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm afraid it was dog's meat. We had to release that Orville creep.
What the hell's going on here?
All right.
Yeah.
People got a sheriff in this here town.
Probably hide over.
All right, so another ad. So quick intermission here. Luckily, these ads are pretty quick, like I said before.
Hello.
Days, maybe 3.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, got any more business to take care of while you wait? That's good. You see, the town's pretty underpopulated as it is. Yeah, guess not. Hey, calling? Better get the Marion man. Tell me you got a customer. Norman, what do you do?
What a turkey.
How can you say that? This is a beautiful movie.
This plot has been done so many times.
The Bible!
I've seen this film before.
Please bring the Bible! Come on!
It just seems like it's the first time. I just love it.
You've seen this picture twice?
I said I don't see no name on it. Really? Well, I just found it laying there. So I guess it's finders, keepers, losers, tough shit. Goodbye, Lord.
Man, he could break in a car in this place in one night.
Oh, shit. It wasn't long to get him after
I hope he settles soon. I gotta pee.
Well, you look just gorgeous, sweetie.
You sound just like a horny husband.
Christ's sakes. What a bunch of crap.
You bunch of degenerates.
Jim.
You got any place special you want to go?
Jim.
No, not really.
I really want to see this movie.
You watch the movie.
Oh, I'm trying to.
Let me just create my own little effects right here.
Jim. You've got to, oh, this is so fantastic. You've got to, you really got to see this. You're not going to believe it. And this is where he says, look, now listen to this, what he says. You're not going to believe it.
You know all the dialogue, huh?
Oh, I told you I've seen this. Oh,
Come here.
Jim. Oh, you're making the best part. Look, now look.
Please stop flapping your mouth.
Oh, my, oh. Did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't hear what he said.
All right, can you
You just missed the best part. Now listen.
We can see it. Come on, or we'll do something.
Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful. It's trick for... Shh. Shh. You've seen this picture twice. Would you give me shh?
Well, listen, now. I don't think you wanted to see this movie.
You bet.
I told you it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to see it. Jim, listen. Jim.
And Novak. Daughter. You wouldn't give me the water rats.
Oh, Jim.
Told him I needed them.
Now you have to see this.
Where's that drink?
I can't see him. There he is. He's looking this way. Kiss me, you fool.
Oh, get away from me, you idiot.
He bought it.
I hope so. We don't need any more of that.
Anything for my pension and welfare.
Well, just stay on your side of the car.
My God, married only 2 hours, and you don't want anything more to do with me.
Well, could be your bad breath.
Say something sweet.
Yeah.
Well, then, damn it, you watch the picture by yourself.
Is that all you want to do is drink?
Mr. Koch, Mr. Leary, I've been watching him, and that's him over there in the white car.
Some disguise.
Yeah, we know, Jeremy. Just move on now, okay?
Oh, I don't really have anything to do. I could stand here and help you watching.
Jeremy, it's all right. We got everything under control. We know where he is.
You got a gun? Well, I got a wallet. What was in that wallet anyway? Nothing. What else?
Why does he dress like that?
Because he has very unusual taste in clothes.
It's a part of the job, Jeremy.
It's really kind of a nice dress.
The hell are you doing up here bothering people? You've got work to do and you don't do it. Oh, you goddamn cop. Excuse me, ma'am. What the hell are you doing here? What did you do? Come in here, flashing your badge, scaring the hell out of my people? Or did you pay like everybody else?
It's a public theater, isn't it? And we paid.
Yeah. Well, don't bother my help. He's got work to do. Do what I told you. I know. You hear me? Wait a minute.
Well done, Viv. You got the present.
All right. So, the movie's heating up with the cops starting to track down the, I guess, drive-in swordsman. So, looks like this ad is over. So let's get back to it.
I want it cleaned up, and damn it, you do what I tell you. Leave people alone. Don't bother them. Just work.
Yes, sir.
Dumbass shit here. Man, we should be halfway to Mexico by now. I agree. It's not enough to get out of here.
Coast clear?
Yeah, he hadn't moved.
I lost him in Germany.
I don't see him around anymore.
I gotta go take a leak. Where did I go?
Where do you usually go?
In this?
Going out in the bushes.
Oh, big help you are.
Where's he?
Now look, Van Heusen isn't going to like this at all, I can tell you. You pull in every damned idiot that works for me, and you let them all go. And they're probably back there right now ripping me off. And you keep me sitting here.
One more time, Johnson. We found out that you used to be a knife thrower, and we didn't find it out from you. Now, what are you trying to keep from us?
Oh, bullshit. I haven't picked up a knife since the Carney closed. I didn't like it that much anyway.
Why did you do it?
Because I like barking less, okay?
A ham sandwich?
Better be careful, you might beat your father.
Just answer the questions.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, you got the brains of a piece of wet liver. Lettuce, tomatoes, mustard, mayo, I can't eat that puke.
Mr. Johnson. I can arrange it so you can eat all the cold spam and hard bread that you want to.
Yeah, well, it's better than that crap. Now, look, damn it, I gotta get out of here. Business is booming, and I gotta keep my eye on everything.
Johnson, we want you to close it down anyhow.
Are you crazy? We haven't done this much business since the place opened.
We can get a court order and close it for you.
Well, that's the only damn way you're gonna do it.
We're trying to catch a killer, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, and a pretty poor job you're doing of it, too. 3 cars away from where you're sitting, and they wiped out 2 more of them right underneath your snout. You know, if you partnered with me on the ball, you'd have caught whoever it was. But instead of that, he sits over there, pulling all my help away. He's cuddling with that ugly-looking broad he was with. You don't happen to have a sister, do you?
Oh, that wasn't his sister.
Get away from me! Man, you smell like you've been sleeping in a pig pen.
You're just mad at me because I found...
Look, you piece of filth! And I'll tell you something else. When you get out of here, you come down to the theater and you pick up your stuff. I don't want to see you around there again.
All right, that's about enough. Now, shut up.
No, goddammit! You pigs hauled me down here and you kept me here all night and half the damn day. I gotta get back to work. I got a business to run, and I gotta keep my eyes on everything.
You're gonna run your business from the slammer before long if you don't shut up.
Yeah? Well, you either charge me and lock me up or get off of my back! Or let me go, because I don't give a damn if half of L.A. gets chopped up. Now what are you gonna do?
Get out of here.
You know what I tell you? You get out of here, you come to the theater, and you pick up your stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish it was that foul-mouthed son of a bitch.
You want some coffee?
No, thanks, Jeremy. We got a lot of work to do.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get my stuff.
Keep in touch. Let us know where you are.
Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest sword flower in all the world.
Hey, you want suspects you're looking for? I'm here to unlock the geek up.
Now, you used to be a sword swallower. Do you still have any of those blades?
Van Heusen keeps him around here for a charity case. All he does around here is jerk off.
Not true. I work.
You sure you want to talk to a piece of puke?
TurboTax Live full service takes taxes off your plate.
These ads are almost just enough of an inconvenience because they're really, really short, and me switching back and forth, I don't really have much to say, or there's not much I can say because the ads are so quick. So far this movie, like I said, it's a fun one. It's just one of those 70s B movies. I like it. Probably just because it takes place at a drive-in theater for most of it, because it's just, to me, it's a cool premise. But here we go. Ads are done, so let's get back to it.
Great garment. I lost all my teeth biting off snake heads and chicken heads too.
Smell like you've been sleeping in a pig pen.
Get away from me, you filth!
Come and get it. Get everything out of it, because I don't want to see you.
You ever work with swords like this?
I worked with them many times.
Come back to the theater and pick up your stuff. And you get out, because I don't want to see you around again. You understand?
Hey, Sheriff! 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 Sheriff!
Yeah. It's John, Captain. You know, sir. Yes, sir. No, we know it isn't Charlie Garmy.
Yeah.
Just a halfwit.
Yeah.
Orville Ingleson?
Jensen's?
Excuse me, Captain. Hold on just a minute.
Yeah. Got it. They got a guy cornered in Jensen's warehouse. Just wiped out 2 people with a machete. Sounds like him.
Excuse me, Captain. I think we got something going on.
They're after us, but they're going to catch us in here. It's not do what I have to do, little girl. What I'm going to do? I'm going to set you free. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Set you free so you don't have to put up with this lousy world anymore. Huh? You want me to set you free? God damn, you into me? Don't you worry. Your blood's not going to be dirty like theirs. Oh, now you're talking about clean blood. I'm hungry. Better get something to eat later.
Don't kill me! I don't want to die.
I'm supposed you understand. You gotta die now. You gotta die now or you ain't got no meanness in you. No, you be quiet, honey. I'll keep this close.
I was wrong about you, little girl. You do still have some meanness in you. Don't worry though, honey. I'm gonna cut all that poison out. You just stand still now, dear. I'm coming, honey. Little girl, you answer me? Danny, you answer me? I'm gonna come get you. Now don't play games. You come on out now. Little girl, I'm gonna wait for you. Wait for you to come. Little girl. Now, you know we don't have time. I'll tell you what. You come to me, okay? I'm just gonna wait right here. I'll be here when you're ready. Little girl? Little girl? Little girl? Okay, come now.
All right. So, these stupid ads are so short. Okay, here we go. Back to the movie.
I gotta do this. Here I come, ready or not. Little girl? I'm gonna cut all that poison out. Little girl? Be careful. Little girl? You answer me? Danny, you answer me?
sir.
Did you have to kill him?
Yes, we did, honey. He's killed a lot of people.
He didn't mean to. He's my father. He didn't mean to kill my mother and my aunt. He's been sick. He broke out of the hospital just this morning.
Damn, I'm sorry about that little girl. I don't want to kill our old man.
I almost blew it last night when Austin came out of that projection booth and grabbed Jeremy.
Hey, do you realize that he can come out of that projection booth during the movie? Between real changes.
Mike, you're right. Let's go get that bald-headed garbage can.
Jimmy, wait!
Arlene,
Jimmy, don't go in there. He doesn't want to see you.
he's got to.
Oh, no, he's really mad.
He fired me. But I want to show him that I'm not mad. I've got a going away present for him. In here.
Jimmy, he said he'd kill you if he saw you again.
He can't kill me.
But he hates you.
He hates me because I've got Mr. Van Heusen's knife and sword collection. And I'm gonna keep it. Austin's been hiding it. But I'll show him.
Jimmy, don't you understand? He came in here madder than hell tonight. He bawled all of us out and told us if we saw you to tell you to leave.
He owes me money. I've got to get that.
Please, Jeremy.
I want my money. And give him his present. Bye, Arlene.
The wait is over. FanDuel Sportsbook's now live in North Carolina.
FanDuel makes it so easy to get.
All right. So, again, another ad break. We'll resume here in just a minute. All right, we're back.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, holy shit.
Who's in there?
Oh, my God.
Who's in there?
Austin and Jeremy.
Out there to scream, yell, turn on the lights, do something.
Please get out! Please get out of your life! Get out! Get out!
Where'd the door go? Any other way out?
Oh, please don't open it!
Just a touch. Jeremy? Jeremy! Come on out now. Jeremy? Jeremy, it's Mike.
Well, that is Drive In Massacre from 1976. So it's one of those movies that I like to watch because it's equally ridiculous, and I like to recommend it to people because it's just I don't know, it's just a testament to like those exploitation, those sort of gritty, kind of crappy movies from the 70s. Like I said, before, I collect horror film posters and I collect horror film vintage movie posters, right? And if they have like foreign releases, like for example, this big Reanimator poster, I don't know if you can see it here behind me. This is a French Reanimator poster, and it's absolutely massive. This is a vintage Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan poster. So I have a bunch of them hanging up in different parts of my house. And I'll have like Japanese The Shining or Japanese Friday the 13th Part 6. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, like I said in the chat, I have a Drive In Massacre poster in a frame sort of by my front door. Like when you walk in my house, there's like a little foyer, and then the door swings to the left, and behind the door is a framed Drive In Massacre poster. Now, this movie's dumb. So you're like, why would you want a poster of that? That was Jeremy dead at the end. So, by the way, Frank, so you're like, this movie's pretty dumb. Why would you want a poster of this hung up in your house? And it's just that I like obviously good movies, but I also like movies that are unintentionally bad. And this is one of those movies that are like unintentionally bad. And it's not that it's bad, it's just kind of like I said, there's a lot of things that go into it, right? So of course there's the budget, but you have just that time in horror, right? 1976. So this is before John Carpenter's Halloween. And there were other good horror movies that came out before this. Like I think Peeping Tom came out before this. And there were some other good things like the 60s, but not really like true slashers. So they were trying to figure out what to do, while making this movie. In addition to that, right? Like you got to think the director had only done what we saw. It looked like porn before he made this movie. So this guy's just trying to figure out, how do I actually tell a story, right? And have people talking when they're not, naked on screen. And a lot of these 70s movies like this, they always have like that sort of pimp character. So I don't want to, of course, this movie here, Frankenhooker, has a pimp character, but like even like Taxi Driver and all of these like seedy New York City movies like this, they all sort of have that weird like pimp character in it, sort of like the guy that managed the drive-in, but sort of looked and acted like a pimp. Pretty interesting how that was just sort of like, I guess, like an exploitation kind of thing. Even if you've seen Demons 2 from 1986, even if you've seen Demons 2 from 1986, you have the guy that's bald with the beard, right? And he has this sort of like pimp persona. He's at the theater with two women, and he sort of talks about like I can't remember, something about them both being his girls, but he has that behavior. So, like I said, it was just something that was commonplace in these type of movies in the 70s and in the 80s. So really interesting. I wish we could watch a lot more movies here on these streams, and I didn't only have to watch public domain movies. And that's why we got taken off the air last week, because Driller Killer, I know that I can only stream public domain films, and Driller Killer is a movie that I really want to stream, and I looked it up and it was telling me that it was in the public domain, and I was like, oh, really? I didn't know that, because it's one of my favorite underrated horror gems. So I was really excited, and as soon as we started that, obviously the stream got shut down, and we came back in with the other movie that we watched, which was a lot of fun because it was really stupid. But, and sometimes the stupid movies are funner to comment on and talk about than the really good movies. But I wish I could, sit through and stream and have a lot of these movies that I'm actually really excited about and talk about with you guys on stream, because you know, there's a lot of movies I want to show you guys, a lot of movies I want to give live commentary on that, you know, you may not have seen, or I just haven't had a chance to talk with somebody else with a differing viewpoint on. But, you know, there's a lot of good public domain movies. We will get into a lot of these weird 70s movies. And as this channel goes on and progresses, you know, a lot of movies will start falling into the public domain over the years. So if this channel has longevity like I hope it does and lasts, I don't know, 5 more years, then a lot of movies will fall out of, you know, copyright and into the public domain, and we'll have access to more and more movies for these streams. But, you know, there's a lot of cool movies that we can watch. So I'm really excited to continue doing these streams every Friday night. And, you know, love that Frank is popping in every Friday and Chuck is always a supporter. I think Boom Squad is out there somewhere. So love seeing you guys, familiar faces, supporters from day one. I hope we can get some more people in here to mix it up and talk with you guys and sort of, you know, get in here and share their opinions as well. So there's a part 2, Chuck? If so, I don't know anything about it. Let me look it up. Let's look this up real quick. So I don't think that the pimp was the killer. I think that they try to say, oh, well, the killer's still at large. Try to do a very Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of deal. So let me see here. Let's go back to IMDb. All right, so all right. We are looking at Drive In Massacre. And sorry for my clicky keyboard. If I spelled this correctly. Oop. Trailer Trauma to Drive-In Monsterama. Oh, I didn't spell that right at all. There we go. I'm not seeing anything about that unless that's what this is. Dead End Drive-In. I think I've seen this, though. Oh, you're saying you're asking because it ended. Yeah, no, I don't think there is one. I wish there was, right? This is a movie that they could make a sequel to. And because it just has such a gnarly name, right? Like Drive-In Massacre. It just has such a cool name. And I think that, you know, you could have a modern day sequel to it. You know, that would be something really, really cool. And you guys know I'm always looking for some sort of I don't know, like IP or some sort of horror movie to write like a fun sequel to. So maybe this is something I should try to write a sequel to, or see if I can get the rights and remake it. Because Drive-In Massacre is just, like I said, it's a gnarly name. And I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of horror remakes, but I think there are movies like this one that could benefit from a remake. Same with Driller Killer, how I was saying in the original live stream for that film. So there are movies I think would benefit from a remake, and this is probably one of those, right? Because imagine this with a better budget and still taking place in the 70s, just a better budget, a little bit of better story, and you could make this a really good horror film. So let's revisit our public domain. Let's see if IMDb brings it up. There was a list here I think we were looking at. I don't even know how to look up lists on IMDb anymore. Advanced search, maybe? We'll just look this up. Public domain horror movies. So I have a bunch saved. Here we go. All right, so this is what we were looking at the other week. So I want to revisit this and just talk about it a little bit. So maybe we can prepare for what we're going to watch next time. Yeah, so the dude shot in the warehouse was just a random guy. Yeah, let's finish talking about this movie before we talk about anything else. So yeah, so he was just a random guy, I guess, that had kidnapped his daughter. And, you know, they got there and they saw that he had a machete. So they just assumed, okay, well, he's got a knife, so he's the one that's, you know, killing people. And he was still a killer, but he wasn't the killer they were after. Like the little girl said, oh, well, he didn't mean to kill my aunt and my mom and blah, blah, blah. So the cops shot him, and then they had that little scene afterwards. And I think they were talking about, well, we didn't have the right guy, essentially. So Boom Squad is the meat beaters. Yeah. I definitely could use Brandon as that, especially since he's not here active in the chat. Yeah, so that was just a random dude that they killed. And then it seems like Jeremy was still going to expose the killer, right? Because he was holding that suitcase and he had all the collection of knives and stuff that I guess that the guy was using. And he was saying, I'll show him. And then they found him dead and hung on the wall. So Big G's gift to the pimp. I think he was gonna turn him in. So I don't know if the pimp was actually the killer. I think he was more or less just a jerk. And I think that Jeremy knew who the killer was, but didn't have the chance to rat him out. And he was gonna tell, because like I said, he had the suitcase, he had all the evidence, and he was holding it, and then he got killed there at the last minute, and the cops were like, oh, crap. And then a little title card came up, and it was like, you know, the killer's still at large across the country and drive-in theaters, something to try to make people scared. You know, I'm surprised this didn't have like a based on true events title card in the beginning, because that's what horror movies like to try and do back then, is they like to try, this was based on a true story. It's what Texas Chainsaw Massacre did, and, you know, other movies like this, especially when it came to like serial killers and stuff like that. So speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so hopping around to another topic, right? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I am ranking the entire franchise. I got a video coming out about that, and I always forget how many Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies there are. You know, there are nine Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Yeah, I don't think he got to beat his... Well, he probably did. The dude in the Robin Hood hat. Yeah, I think he got to beat it one last time. Because I feel like that's just the type of guy he was. I feel like that's just what he did with his free time. He was either at the movies, like he said, and every time he was at the movies, he was just like going to town on himself, or he was like hitting dogs with his car. It was like one or two things. That's all he did. I don't think that they revealed the killer. I think the killer was a mysterious person. Yeah, I don't think the killer was ever revealed. I think it's just one of those things. It's like you can think it was this guy or that guy, but it very well could be. But you know, it's just really an unnamed individual. So 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, right? That is what I've done all week long. Like, I've been watching them for a week and a half, and I've been rewatching them, and I am so freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacred out. My wife is tired of me talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm tired of saying the words Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I haven't even filmed a video to put it out yet. Like, the video script is written. The order is out there. I've watched the movies. And when you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies individually, you don't realize how awful the franchise is. But when you watch them all together and watch them back to back, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the worst horror franchises that exists. It is freaking terrible. And I'll talk more about that in the video. The reason I wanted to bring that up is, that's why I haven't put out any content for this channel this week, is because I've been so steeped in Texas Chainsaw Massacre lore, so steeped in Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I don't want the movie to be longer than, or I don't want the video to be longer than 20 minutes, but I feel like if I can get it under 30, that's going to be a win. Because I have this problem that if you haven't picked up on yet, and Chuck knows this because Chuck knows me personally, and Boom Squad knows me personally, but sometimes I get talkative. I get awfully talkative, and sometimes I try and go in too much detail, and I'm not good at summarizing, so I'm really having to condense my my thoughts. And I'll probably post the script up over on the Patreon before I even make the video, just so you can get a sneak peek at the thoughts. Let me throw the Patreon link up here for anybody interested in that. Up there in the corner, it's a QR code. You can scan it. I'll probably put the Patreon or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre script over there on the Patreon in the next day or so, just to, like I said, give you guys a sneak peek of what the script will be. I do have some interesting thoughts on Next Generation. And interesting enough, Frank, I collect horror VHS movies, and I only have what I can find in the wild. I don't have any Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS films except for Next Generation. That's the only one I've ever been able to find out in the wild. And it has it's like a screener copy. So it has, like, I guess, some deleted scenes on it. It was one that was sent out to, I guess, cast, crew, and like studio houses. So it's really an interesting copy that I got a hold of, and I just found it at a thrift store, and I got interesting thoughts on that one. So yeah, I'll put the script up over there. I'm going to very soon start doing random live streams throughout the week, just talking about horror news and stuff like that. I'm trying to get my content schedule, figured out. But a big video like this one, franchise ranking, takes time to put together. Takes time to rewatch the movies, because I could rank these all by memory of the movies, but I wanted to make sure that I went back and rewatched every single one just to see how I felt about them, and watched them back to back and watched them in chronological order, because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre timeline is so screwed up. And so is the characters. Sometimes they exist in the TCM universe, other times they don't. Sometimes they're known as the Sawyers, sometimes they're known as the Slaughters, sometimes they're known as the Hewitt family. It's almost just like nobody gives a shit from movie to movie to movie of what to do with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. So, did I like the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre? So, without giving my ranking away, I will tell you, I watched it when it premiered on Netflix. I've only seen it twice. I watched it when it premiered, the day it premiered, or the night it premiered, and I hated it, right? I rewatched it for this franchise ranking, and I gotta say, I didn't hate it nearly as much. And I don't hate it as much as I hate some of the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So that's the cliffhanger I'm going to leave you with on that, because I feel like my rankings of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise will be interesting. I feel like some people are going to want to argue with me. I feel like some people will be surprised. But I don't know why I flipped from hating that movie to not hating it. And I think it's just honestly because, agree or disagree with me, most of the Texas Chainsaw movies are terrible. And they're just not good. A lot of them are just not good. But Oh, so I don't know if you guys saw, one other cool thing that happened this past week was I am sort of getting the Cinema Creep website together. I'll come back to this right here in a minute. Oh, not that. What am I doing? So it's on my website, but there's a Cinema Creep tab. So my website here, drucifer.com, and then there's a Cinema Creep tab here at the top. You can click on, and I had a podcast tab here before that had old Cinema Creep stuff on it, but this is kind of formatted kind of weird here. I'm going through and I'm just sort of adding some of the videos, adding some merch and some stuff like that, and adding a store. So right now there's 2 products. Check this out. Got the Cinema Creep coffee cup, Cinema Creep water bottle. It says vile, disgusting, downright terrifying horror on one side of it for the summertime, and this is for all the time, this coffee cup. So I'm gonna make some shirts, some hoodies and stuff like that, but I'm a big fan of like making products and making merch and stuff like that. So good ways to support the channel here. I have both of these ordered for myself, so I'll show you guys the physical copies or the physical versions when I get them on the channel or on next week's live stream, because they should be here in a day or so. So those are out there if you guys like that sort of thing. Also, let's look at these public domain movies real quick. Let's go back to right here. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. The TV logo is pretty cool. I've debated a couple times whether or not changing that, like having that as a logo or just like art for the channel, but not having it as the main logo for the channel down there, like on YouTube or whatever. But I'll probably just keep it because I don't feel like I need to put my face down there. I don't feel like I need to do all that. I have another YouTube channel that focuses more on me. And of course, this one does as well, but it's more about the films and the horror and stuff like that, and less about like, you know, the vanity of who I am, right? I have another channel for all that. So I'll probably just keep that TV logo as the main channel logo. And then you guys know I have the Cinema Creep, I'll call it the Cinema Creep, I guess, movie rental house, like the main art that's on everything that's on the background here. You know, it's it looks like, so designing stuff and like creating art in for like a brand or trying to get things to look the way that you want is always hard. To create my studio spot here where I can have like a little like movie rental counter where I do these videos and just, you know, put all my VHS behind me like I'm in like a little mom and pop movie rental place. And I think that that would be just a really cool studio backdrop. So that's something I'm working on. I need to find like a display cabinet, right? I need to find like an old cash register, you know, and then I need to build some VHS shelves and stuff to have the movies displayed behind me. So that's, as the channel evolves, probably something I would do. I've got to find a spot in my studio here for that. I've got stuff everywhere. So I've just got to break down an area and make like a little mom and pop, like rental looking counter spot. So I think it would just be cool. because I'm a big fan of like when you watch, like let's say the last drive-in with Joe Bob, and just his like layout. You know how he has the lawn chairs out in front of like his camper and all that. Like I love those kind of studio sets. Even when it comes to YouTube, I'm not a fan of having like nice and clean, like minimalistic looking studio space. I fill my studio space with stuff that I like. And if you've seen parts of my studio, then you already know that. But I feel like injecting your personality and your character into your workspace, your creative space is the way to go. Because if you could see different areas like over here, Frank, I know Chuck knows this. I don't know if you know this or not, but me and my wife would collect oddities. We collect oddities, so I have a bunch of oddities throughout my house. My wife has some like curiosity cabinets with a bunch of just weird stuff in them. But over here, I have a baby casket in front of me, like an old, I don't even know, it's like made out of pine, and it's a baby casket with a doll, like a creepy doll in it that I got from this weird antique store. Down here at my feet, I have this really heavy, it's a burial vault. Burial vault scale model. So like they used to have traveling salesmen for burial vaults and caskets and that sort of thing. So I have like a scale model of a burial vault that a traveling salesman would take around to funeral homes and to people's houses to try and sell on burial vaults. I don't know, just all kinds of weird stuff that I can't really showcase because I don't have it really properly displayed here in my studio. But everything has a story. Video stores. So, of course, I went to Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster was the big one, even though Blockbuster is what killed a lot of the mom and pop stores. Blockbuster is the one that a lot of people had easy access to because it was a chain, but of course I would go to, there was Blockbuster, there was Family Video, there was Hollywood Video, right? I would go to all of those. Those all were chains, but I would also go to those like smaller hole in the wall mom and pops. It just depended on what was close to my house. So as a kid, like a little kid, I'm talking about 5, 6 years old, my parents would oftentimes go to like the mom and pops. I remember going into those a lot. But as I got older, like preteen and a teenager, it was always really Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. And you were always sure to get the newest of the new stuff at Blockbuster. So the mom and pop is where you'd find all the cool horror movies at, though. Like the obscure ones. Blockbuster would carry stuff, like if it was like a big movie, they would carry like, of course, Halloween and stuff like that, but they're not carrying like, they probably weren't carrying, like Faces of Death, or they weren't carrying stuff like Frankenhooker, or they weren't carrying like Giallo films like, Suspiria. Maybe later on they were, but initially they weren't carrying stuff like this. They weren't carrying, what is it? I'm trying to think of it. They weren't going to carry like Cannibal Holocaust and stuff like that, because it would give them a bad rep. They were just going to carry like the bigger horror movies, Friday the 13th, Nightmare, stuff like that, The Shining, Lost Boys, stuff like that, which is great stuff. I don't think you have to watch those obscure horror movies to like horror. Those are just extra cherry on the top if you like that. A lot of them are really stupid and really bad anyways. A lot of the really popular ones are really popular for a reason, because they're pretty good. So let's check out these public domain horror movies here. So there's a lot of cool stuff on here, like we talked about last week. There's Nosferatu. I want to watch something else from the 70s. Let's see what we can see from the 70s. We might go to... I think these are all done by year. I think the 70s are going to be Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory. That would probably be a fun and stupid one. That's from the 60s, 1961, 4.7 stars. Creature from the Haunted Sea, 3.4 stars. We'd probably have a blast watching that. Oh yeah, picking horror movies just because the cover art. Yeah, it was. So that's it, man. Picking horror movies because of the cover art, right? Because like I said, Drive In Massacre, I saw the cover, right, before I ever watched the movie that we watched. And the poster's gnarly, right? That's why I have it hanging in my house. The poster's a lot cooler looking than the movie is. The name's a lot better than the movie is. And I originally watched it because of the cover art, right, or the poster. And, I honestly like the movie. It just is, it's not a good movie. I wouldn't tell anybody it's a great movie, but I feel like it's underrated and it's fun. And that's a lot of what I do with like metal bands. If I like the album art or if I like their logo, I'm like, let me check them out. And normally it works out. And I normally, because I know my taste, I know the things I like. If you guys see anything in here that you think is cool. So we watched I Drink Your Blood last week. So I'm trying to figure out what I Eat Your Skin. Okay, so is this just the same name? AKA I Eat Your Blood, AKA I Eat Your Skin, and Voodoo Bloodbath. I'm still trying to figure out if this is the same. This is almost acting like it's like a double feature. But I haven't been able to find the I Eat Your Skin movie, so I don't know. Let's see here. The Beach Girls and the Monster, 1965. Surfers are being brutally murdered. Is the culprit a sea monster or just one of the teens' jealous parents? Oh, does this have a trailer? Let's watch this. Let's watch this trailer real quick. Hang on, let me, okay.
Watusi Dancing Girl.
All right, let's check this trailer out.
The Beach Girls and the Monster. Starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi Dancing Girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr.
You got a monster in the turf.
Chicks, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. If you see this ghoul, play it cool. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing, sinning. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
You can't make films alone.
Wow, okay, yeah.
Pro is the
So
place.
what do you guys what do you guys think of that one? Making hey hey in the moonlight. I feel like that's a must watch at some point. Oh crap. Let's go back. Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's surfing and sinning. Yeah, I feel like that one's going to be a must. Horror Express. This has Christopher Lee in it. Peter Cushing. This could be a top contender right here. So Horror Express 1972, I think could be. Let me write this down. Because I think this would be a fun one. I wish we could watch Last House on the Left. The Last House on the Left is one of those movies that has just some really like awful scenes in it. I think it's a very important movie. I actually have that poster here, that cover art. I have like a 14:6 poster here, same exact thing to the right of my computer monitor. Like, I think it's an important movie. It does have some really gross scenes in it, but it's a fantastic movie. Wes Craven in his early days. Frankenstein 80. I've never seen that. Legend of Boggy Creek. We talked about that last time. That's why that's purpled out. I don't know if I've seen this right here. Don't Look in the Basement. It sounds familiar. It looks like The Last House on the Left poster. But it's only 89 minutes, so an hour and a half. 1973. That could be good. Oh, I'm not signed in. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find something cool. I'll put up, this is a good giallo right here. Dario Argento. The Curse of Bigfoot, 1975. See, Driller Killers right here. This is what I'm talking about. And I saw it on another list too, but apparently it's not. So, Savage Weekend, I've never seen that. Yeah, there's some good stuff. So, so we're going to do this, like I said, every Friday. And I really have a lot of fun with these, and I appreciate you guys a lot, coming in and just making fun of these cheesy movies, because it's always fun to talk horror with other people, And we could do the watch-alongs, like I said before, where we could watch something that's not public domain, and I start the movie and you start the movie, but I feel like this format is just a lot more fun. If I get pressed for like copywriting or like copyright infringement and stuff, then maybe one day we'll just resort to watch-alongs, but not right now. Not until we run through some of these other public domain movies. Let me see here. So last thing I want to talk about is, you guys gonna watch the eclipse, the lunar eclipse on Monday? Anybody gonna go see the lunar eclipse? I will be watching it. I've got to work Monday, but I believe that the lunar eclipse is happening before I go to work. And love lunar eclipses, solar eclipses. We always make sure we see those, even though we're not in the path of totality. We are in the path of, I guess, a good amount of coverage, right? So it'll be cool to see that. Always think those are really neat. And if it would have been happening while I was at work, I would have just called out. I already told my wife, I said, let me find out what time that's going to be happening, because I would miss work to see it, because I'm that kind of person. So really, really stoked on that. And definitely going to be checking that out. I believe it's going to be around like 1 to 3 p.m. on Monday. Yeah, I will call out of work for something like that. You don't get to see stuff like that all the time. I mean, you do maybe a couple times a year if you're in the right place, or, but I don't know. I feel like stuff like that is just too freaking cool. All right, let's go back over here real quick and look at Drive In Massacre before we end this stream on IMDb. Because I want to look at a few things. So, the director, yeah, he was the one. He produced all of the the porns, and some cop movies. It looks like he lives in San Diego, where he runs a studio facility, Stu Seagal Productions. Good for him. I want to see what else that pimp guy was in. Are you asking me what do I like about lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, Frank? Where is that guy? I can't remember what his name was in the movie. So, lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, I just think that anytime you get to witness anything dealing with space that you can see with your naked eyes is really cool. So, meteor showers, anytime you can see like planets that you can't normally see, like with the naked eye, like Venus, or if you travel out to where there's not a lot of light pollution, seeing like the Milky Way galaxy. I can't remember what it's called. Like the purple. There's a name for it. Cannot remember what the heck that thing is called. Do you guys know what that's called off the top of your head? What is that called? I don't know. Anyways, if you go out to where there's a lot of where there's not a lot of light pollution, being able to see that stuff with your naked eye is really, really cool. I used to be big into like space and like cosmic stuff. Just learning about it and just science all around. I used to be really, really huge into science. Love science all through school. I've never done anything with science in terms of like my wish I would have. If I could go back in time and do school all over again, I would definitely pursue something in the science field. Now, horror filmmaking and all of that is the end all be all like dream job, fully making a living doing that. But if I have a 9 to 5 clock in, clock out kind of job, that's not like doing this sort of thing, it would be in the science field. So if it wasn't something creative, it would be being a forensic anthropologist. I took a forensic anthropology class in college, and it was by far the most interesting thing that I've ever learned about in my entire life. Doesn't have anything to do with space, but it's still very science based. So forensic anthropology, if you don't know, like when they find like mass graves and human remains and they are trying to identify the bones or the remains, they're trying to figure out the age, the gender, they're trying to figure out the race. They call them forensic anthropologists. Or if they're trying to, like date how old the bones are, they call forensic anthropologists in, and they come and they look at the bones and they determine all of that. So really interesting. There was something not long ago where they found a mass grave like in Nepal, and they flew out all these forensic anthropologists to go out and kind of figure out when these human remains were from. And to me, that's just the most interesting thing in the world, to be able to find out that much information about somebody's life, like where they came from, their race, their gender, and their age just by looking at their leg bone, and how long that they've been dead just by looking at their leg bone or whatever bone you have. So super cool. Science horror. So yeah, sci-fi horror. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of good sci-fi horror movies. Movies like The Fly, or of course Alien or Aliens. Lot of good sci-fi horror out there. And I probably didn't even name the best ones, to be honest with you. I don't know who that pimp guy is in the movie. I cannot remember his name. Norman Sherlock, Jeremy. That guy's name is Douglas Goodbye. The guy that played Jeremy. What else is he in? CB Hustlers. Something tells me that's not. He plays Hog Breath in that. That came out after Okay, so he was in 3 things. Truck drivers help each other avoid the police by creating roadblocks by communicating on their CB radios. Action, adventure, and comedy. I bet that movie is... Douglas did go goodbye. I bet that movie is a good time. Like Smokey and the Bandit. Which I found all of those on VHS. I have all the Smokey and the Bandit movies for whatever reason. Little Girl in Warehouse, Jim's Date, it's Jim, Alan, Police Captain, Murder Victim. They really don't have him. They really don't have him even credited. Interesting. Interesting. So, what the hell? Look at this review. I lost all my teeth biting off snake heads, chicken heads too. Yeah. Let's look at some of the trivia here. Don't prompt me to rate. I think I knew this fact right here. This movie was shot in 4 days. So if that tells you guys anything, shot in 4 days. The sequences with Jeremy at the carnival were filmed without a permit. I respect that. Love guerrilla filmmaking. Majority of the promotional material for the film, the title was misspelled as Drive In Massacre with 1 S. The script was written in a single week, and the film was filmed in 4 days. That explains a lot. The majority of the cast used pseudonames because the movie was made non-union and they wanted to avoid being fined by the Screen Actors Guild. All the nighttime scenes at the drive-in theater were shot in a single evening and without permits. The sequence in the warehouse with George Buckflower was added at the last minute in order to pad out the running time to a reasonable feature length and filmed without permits. The car interiors were filmed in a Hollywood studio. The poster featured the following warning. Drive-In Massacre has been deemed by an independent film board to be too terrifying for viewing by the average theater patron. For this reason, it is suggested that those of you with severe emotional disorders or chronic coronary dysfunction not see this movie. The risk is entirely yours. That is on the poster. And the body count is 9. So, and here's the poster's that right there. This. That's what I have hanging up in my house. And all that I just read is in this little warning square. Your nightmares are about to come true. I'll take a picture of it on my wall, and I'll post it on the community tab, and as well as some of the other posters around my house. People on occasion do come over and they look at our posters. You know, like my house, you come in, and like I said, we collect oddities. We collect a lot of, I don't know, interesting things. Like I have a study in my house that's full of books, and you could come in here and you could just spend probably an afternoon looking around at things, because there's interesting things just everywhere, to be honest with you. Not just here in my studio, but like in my house. Like I said, my wife has, technically it's 3 curio cabinets with like some wet specimens and animal bones and feathers and weird like medical tools and, you know, like just interesting things, you know, that if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's really cool to look at. And then we have the posters framed throughout the house. Like I said, there's Japanese The Birds, there's Japanese The Shining, Japanese Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives poster, which is this movie here, my favorite of that franchise. There is, of course, a Drive-In Massacre. There's a big Spanish Exorcist poster as soon as you walk in to the right of my door. There's more. Like I said, I have a bunch of them. I have like a Turkish New York Ripper, multiple Reanimator posters that are vintage, needful things. I could go on and on and on, but I think there's very few people that actually come over to my house, and most of them that have come over to my house have normally seen these movies. So I am most sociable here on YouTube. I am more of an introverted person in real life. Like me and Chuck go back, like at work, me and Gamecock Chuck met him at work as a coworker and bonded over photography and YouTube. So I talk to him a good bit, me and him text here and there. And I talk to him when I see him at work. We work different shifts. But he's busy with his family and I'm busy with mine, so we don't really hang out much outside work. I'm a homebody, and like I said, very few people come over, so mostly sociable here on YouTube. I used to be very sociable, just being out there, running the roads, playing in bands, doing that whole thing. But as I get older, I want to be at home. And I don't want anybody in my house unless it's you guys here on the live streams. So not many people get to see my house. And a lot of the things that we collect, it would be cool to bring people in so they could see them. But, a lot of it is just for us. And then, like I guess the select few people that come over. But yeah, so I guess it's 2 o'clock in the morning. What time is it there, Frank? What time you got on your side of the world, your side of the country? Let's look at latest trailers. I've got so much stuff I've got to make videos on that it is so hard to keep up right now. And I got to get back on uploading to my other channel as well. I need to do a video on Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. This was a movie I loved as a kid. Sting. Let me see. This Maxine trailer is pretty much nothing, but I'm extremely excited about that. I watched that trailer. It's only a minute long. It doesn't show anything. Terrifier 3. I haven't even watched that trailer yet. Oh, no, I did watch that, but I haven't done a video on it. What's the most popular trailers? I haven't even watched Roadhouse yet. The new one. Yeah, well, cool. Like I said, next week, expect a lot more videos out on the channel. I sort of got bogged down from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but we're making up for that. Not with just the TCM video franchise ranking. I have seen Malignant. Malignant is pretty rad. I need to watch it again. I've only watched it once when it came out. I need to give it another shot. I thought that the climax of the film was pretty cool, but I honestly was kind of bored most of the way through. But like I said, sometimes I need to watch movies more than once, and that one I only watched one time. So it was good. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything that really, really kept my attention. And I know that while I'm watching a movie, if I start doing other things, like if I'm reaching for my phone or I'm going to watch YouTube while this movie's on or whatever, then I automatically know that it's just not a movie for me. But I do need to watch that one again. How'd you feel about Malignant? Did you like it? I was scarfing down cookies during that movie. It's a snack of choice tonight. Salsalito, milk chocolate macadamia nut cookies. We had that for snacks for the movie tonight. Arizona iced tea with lemon. And a cup of coffee. Yeah, the creature was cool. Malignant. Definitely was a cool concept. And I think that's why it caught so much attention, because it was a cool concept and it was an original idea, which, you know, just as well as I do, it's hard to get an original idea in any horror movies anymore, you know, or in any movie in general. You know, everything is remakes, prequels, you know, origin stories. You know, it's just on and on how much they're just rehashing the same old crap. And Malignant was a breath of fresh air. That is one thing that I can respect about it, is it felt new, felt like a genuine idea. And I don't know, as much as I love slashers, it wasn't, you know, that. Because I think we're sort of starting to beat the slasher trope to death. What do I think about title sequences in movies? I love them. There was a YouTube channel at one point in time that they would go and they would just like analyze them, or they would pick like the best ones or best title sequences, and they would run like compilations of them on the channel, make like video compilations. I love title sequences, and I think that it is important to have a good title sequence. You know, I think that if you don't have a good title sequence, I'm going to judge your movie straight from the get-go. So some are extremely obnoxious. I watched one not long ago, and I'm trying to think of what it was. It had an obnoxious title sequence. It was called I think it was called Kill Your Neighbors. Not Kill Your Neighbor's Dog. Kill All Your Neighbors. Is that How to Kill Your Neighbor's Dog? That's not what I'm looking for. Let's look up Shudder. It was on Shudder. I just don't know. I cannot remember the name of it. And it had like an obnoxious title sequence. Was it even called Kill Your Neighbors? I'm pretty sure it was on Shudder. What's one of your favorite title sequences, if you can think off the top of your head? I love the Halloween 4 one. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it feels... you like the Malignant one? Yeah. I thought that's why you're bringing up that question, is because you're going to bring up the Malignant one, which was really nice. Oh, have you ever seen this movie right here, Fade to Black? This movie is awesome. I wish that I could stream this one. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you watching it. I need to do a review of this on the channel. It's just, I think it's not unknown, but again, I think it's just underrated. You don't hear like a lot of people talking about it. Jeez, what was that movie called? I wish I could look at the history of the movies I've watched on here. I don't think I can. Oh, man. Was it a? It was a wild movie too. Killers. Is it in Killers? It's like an alphabetical. No, I don't want to do that. It was a new-ish movie. Yeah, watch that movie. I think you'll like it. It's if you like weird 80s horror, which I'm sure you do. Like it's Oh, this is just showing me like newly added to the site. Now, let's take some time to look for this. I don't know when it was added here. Might even have been taken off of here. Might not even been on here. I thought it was on Shudder. Oh man, but it had like such an obnoxious freaking that would be a cool video idea. I might have to take you up on that. Because there are some really cool ones. I would have to sit and think of them. But like I said, definitely like Halloween 4s, even though it doesn't do anything crazy with the title, but it like I said, it has a very Halloween feel. It has a whole bunch of just like static shots of different like fall shots around Haddonfield. But I could come up with some that actually bring the title in really weird. Did you watch have you ever seen Body Bags? Body Bags is sick. It's one of the best anthologies out there. John Carpenter's in it. He plays like the host. It's really good. At least the first story is really good. It's just kind of like 80s kind of. Well, I can't. But yeah, it's good. I like it. Not for the title sequence. Title sequence isn't anything on it. The Ranger's really good if you haven't seen this. Oh, you do like Body Bags. Awesome. Maniac is one of my favorite horror movies. Definitely probably in my top 15. Love this version. I don't want to say the original because it's not the original. But love this version. And I love the Elijah Wood remake. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Where was that movie that I watched? It was a freaking wild movie. You may have seen it. I don't know if you have or not, but the movie was about a guy. He lived in this apartment with his girlfriend, and he had a neighbor, right? The apartments were kind of like seedy. They were just kind of like, you could tell they were kind of like run down and crime riddled. And his neighbor, he had like paper thin walls, and the guy, he worked at a recording studio, and his neighbor moved out and some weird guy moved in, and he thought that his neighbor was a serial killer. And eventually like a whole bunch of weird stuff started happening to where he thought his neighbor was a serial killer, but his neighbor turned out to be like this like leprechaun looking guy. And the main guy starts losing his mind and going crazy. And I'm not going to spoil it because I can't even think of the name, so I'm really spoiling it, but I cannot think of the name of that movie. I love anthologies. Anthologies are awesome. So, of course, grew up watching Creepshow, grew up watching Twilight Zone. So just straight out the gate, those are two things that got me into horror. So when I was a little kid, like I said, I got into horror originally because of my mom. My mom would stay up late watching Twilight Zone, the black and white anthology series on TV. And she would watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the black and white on TV. So I'd watch those with her. And then she would watch The Munsters. So those three things, watching those with my mom is what got me into horror. And then it just sort of escalated little by little from there. You know, I love anthologies, you know, like Fantastic Fear of Everything. What is that? Is that an anthology series? Or is that... Oh, this is just a film. Or is it an anthology? Oh, Simon Pegg. Oh, I like Simon Pegg. I've never seen this. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, so this is... Let me bring this up here for the stream. Fantastic Fear of Everything. Yeah, this looks good. I like Simon Pegg. What is he doing lately? He voiced Professor Phineas in Hogwarts Legacy game. The Boys. Yeah, I love, obviously, Shaun of the Dead, but Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is hilarious. I never saw The World's End. It's probably funny. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't the movie I was talking about, but this looks good. I'm glad you shouted this one out, because this... Man, let me see. What would I have watched that on? Maybe Amazon Prime? Let me look it up real quick, because this is going to drive me crazy. I wonder if I can look at history on here of things that I've watched. Let's see. Watch list. Not on here. What would I have watched it on? Tubi? Hulu? I'm gonna figure it out. I'll ask my wife. She probably knows. She can probably tell me. It's just a wild movie, and I'll just do a freaking review on it for the channel. Because it's not like a big movie. It's just like one of those, like, I mean, I don't want to say it's an indie movie for sure, but it's filmed well, and it's just a crazy, crazy story. There's gore in it, and it's just like batshit crazy. Cannot think. Man, I swear to God, it's called Kill Your Neighbors or something. Let me just Google it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Not Kill Your Neighbors. It is called Destroy Your Neighbors. Jeez. Here you go. I'll bring it up. Hang on. I think this is the movie that had a really obnoxious title sequence. Why am I not finding it? Oh, Destroy All Neighbors. Here we go. All right, I found it. Here it is. So if you haven't seen this, no, it is on Shudder. It says a Shudder original. Why did I not see this on there? So struggling prog rock musician William Brown finds himself in a living nightmare when he accidentally kills Vlad, the neighbor from hell. So, I should probably do a movie review of this on the channel just because I haven't seen anybody do a review on this yet. And it came out this year, so it's fairly new. It has a 5.3. Like, it was kind of silly. I don't think my wife liked it very much. I think she actually fell asleep. But it's interesting enough to do a review on, and it's interesting enough to watch. It's definitely a must watch. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this has that god awful, like, and it's not even just bad title sequence. It's just like a whole lot of like quick flashing, and like it sort of has, best way I could describe it is like a punk type of feel to it, if this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like really loud music and like a whole lot of bright flashes for the title sequence. Normally I like that sort of thing, but this one sort of overdid it. But yeah, it's worth the watch. It's kind of a cool movie. It's kind of in the vein of movies like, I mean, you could see, look at the special effects here with like the zombie popping up. You know, they have sort of a very Return of the Living Dead zombie in it. They have some gore. They have, you know, just, it's a horror comedy. I would put it on your list. But yeah, I'm gonna make a list of title sequences and make a video on that. Just for the simple fact of, I think that's a really cool idea, and it's something a little different, and something we can talk about, you know, once you watch it, and you can think about what some of your favorite ones are. And if you watch the video, you know, see how many that we have in common. Because I've always really paid attention to that, you know, paid attention to whether or not, like I said, I can get a good feel if I'm going to like the movie or not just by the title sequence. I'm trying to look up here at all these VHS I have right here on the shelf to see if there's any of these are jogging a memory for me of title sequences. And I don't think any of these up here, I think these all just have like your standard horror movie title sequences. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a shelf here with a bunch of VHS on it, as well as over here. I think I'm pointing to stacks of VHSs. Yeah, it looks like I'm pointing in the right area right there. It's normally like part of the shot you see in the Cinema Creek videos is that TV there. And then all around that TV and that whole area has a bunch of VHSs. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to wrap this one up. Just for the simple fact of now I'm starting to ramble. But Frank, I appreciate you coming out and glad that you are here every Friday. I imagine midnight streams worked a little bit better. What's the trick or treat title sequence? Hang on. It's a good one. Hang on, before I go, we'll talk about this. Let's look it up. Hang on. Let me see what I can find. I bet we can look it up on YouTube. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember this. It's like a comic book opening kind of deal, right? Let's watch it. Yeah, it's hard to think. I mean, unless you really think about it, because, you know, you see so many title sequences, you see so many movies, it all starts to run together. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like this. Big fan of this movie. So it's a good little anthology film. I actually, behind my computer monitor right here, I don't know why I'm always pointing out things around my surrounding, but behind my computer monitor here, I have a Trick or Treat tattoo flash sheet. So yeah, I like Trick or Treat. It's a solid one. Yeah, there's definitely some unique ones. I want to say that like Hitchcock did some really cool things. You know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna make a video of my favorite title sequences, or I'm going to make a compilation video. And what I'll do is find them and I'll edit them into a compilation, and then we'll talk about them on the live stream next week. We'll just play the video, and then we'll talk about like my top. Maybe I'll do like a top 5 or top 10, and it'll be just spanning. It'll be horror because you could find them in all genres, but I'll probably do like a top 5 or top 10, like I said, and then it will. We'll just play it on the live stream, or if I don't make a video about it, either one will come out. I'll definitely make a video about it because I feel like that's a pretty cool idea. So I appreciate the idea for sure. Same with scores. Like I love a good score. Like we were talking about the score in what was it we were watching? Drive In Massacre. We were talking about the score in that, and how funny it is. But I really dig a lot of those 1980s synth scores, and once you start getting into like Giallo's and Dario Argento scores and stuff, where it's just the band Goblin, and they're just playing like rock music over just any kind of scene in his movies, whether it's a dramatic scene, it's a like a horror scene or something. It's just hilarious, and then you have oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Manfredini, the guy that did the Friday the 13th score. You have Manfredini. What was his first name? Was it Henry or Harry? It's Harry Manfredini, right? I don't know. I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank. I know it's Harry. Harry Manfredini did the Friday the 13th scores, and he did a movie right before Friday the 13th, and he basically used the same score that he created for Friday the 13th, which is pretty hilarious. So film scores are another untapped sort of video idea, like video list idea that you don't see a lot of people doing. So maybe we'll do that as well. But that's basically it for this one, guys. Like I said, I appreciate all of you coming out. Chuck, Boom Squad, Frank, and anybody else that may have stopped in or going to watch this on the replay. Every Friday night, we're going to do these horror movie hangout watch parties and just talk random horror afterwards, just like this and a little bit before. But as always, stay creepy. Check the community posts because I'm going to be updating you guys on all the videos coming out this week, as well as the Patreon. Check that little QR code up here in the top left corner. And Frank, again, I appreciate you. It's always been fun, and it always is fun. So I will talk to you guys later. Stay